Imagine practicing every day for the race of your career. Sleepless nights, determination, and you are focused on the finish line. On race day, you get inches away from your goal. Inches away from the finish line. And you look down and you realize, my legs aren't done. You stop to tie your shoe. And by the time you look up, you're the runner-up. Now that's the type of self-sabotage I'm talking about. Some self-sabotage is small, some is more detrimental, but it all holds you back from success. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to Hello Vibes Me Elevation Podcast. It's your Monday morning boost of positivity where we kickstart your week with inspiration, empowerment, and just the right vibes to lift you higher. Now, whether you're easing into the week or diving headfirst into new goals, this space is your sanctuary for self-growth, connection, and raising those vibes. Let's get into it and make today count, because every Monday is a fresh opportunity to elevate. Are you ready to rise? And don't forget, this is your host, Crystal Jackson. Come on in. Let's get started. Welcome, my friends, to Hello Vibes Me Elevation Podcast, where we help you elevate your vibe and reach your highest potential. I am your host, Crystal Jackson, and today we're talking about something that can hold you back without you even realizing it. If you guess self-sabotage, you are correct. Success is possible once you get out of your own way. That is the opening quote, Crystal Jackson. First off, my friends, let's define self-sabotage. Self-sabotage is when you actively or passively prevent yourself from reaching your goals, even though you may desire those goals deeply. The impact of self-sabotage is the behavior that prevents us from achieving the success and the happiness we deserve, often in subtle and unnoticed ways. So imagine here you are, and your goal is right there, and there's an obstacle between your way, but when you look up, you're actually the obstacle. So it's you, and your goal. I want to do this, your goal. Come, you can get me. And then your obstacle, hey, I'm in my own way. But it's not noticeable. You don't realize you're doing it. Because anytime you have a goal that you haven't accomplished, you're the only one stopping you from doing it. Nobody else has that power. You may think they do, but they don't. It's you. So that is the actual definition of self-sabotage, my friends. And a lot of us are guilty of that and we don't even know it. So, give me a second here and I got a short story for you. Dun, 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 dun. A story is story time. So when I was younger, I never understood how people, and this is referring to graduation, how people can make it all the way to the damn 12th grade and drop out and quit. That used to burn my ass. Like, why? You've come so far. Skipping ahead a few years. So, when I was going to school for criminal justice, my instructor, Mr. Beasley, great instructor, first day of class, he said, some of you will get here, make it all the way to the end, and then you'll quit or drop out. I said, that's crazy. So he said, that's self-sabotage. So I'm thinking, only a fool, and I'm not really judgmental, but I'm thinking only a fool will get all the way to the finish line and quit. You never judge, right? Because let me tell you, I I fought so hard for this associate's degree. My dad made a joke and said I was a career student because I switched so many different schools. I had so many credits, guys. It's crazy. But I would just keep jumping back up every time. So it's a 2-year associate's degree. I probably spent like 4 or 5 years doing this because it was always a reason I kept quitting or something kept happening. I'll stop and I'm like, nah, I'm ready. I'm going back. So this particular time, criminal justice, when I tell y'all, so much stuff was happening. I kept quitting and going back. I got pregnant with my youngest daughter, and I was having complications, so I had to stop for a minute. Then I went back. Hold up. And then for some reason, after I had her, I still kept going. This is when I started to get serious. Like right around the time I had her, I was like, I'm dedicated to this. So it had even got to the point where right after I had her, when the day they let you out the hospital, I went right back to school. So I was going to school, coming home, and she ended up having to go to the hospital as a baby. So she was in the hospital for about maybe 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So every day I would get up, go to school, come to the hospital, back and forth, da-da-da. Then somewhere in between there, I think I started falling off again. And I know it was some months in between. I took some months off because I go back again, and this time I am pregnant with twins. Same thing, I'm pushing myself, y'all, I'm fighting. So the twins was really complicated. So I get to the end. I had my externship set up, and my last classes, it was 12 credits, internship plus an externship, whatever, at some detention home in, I think, Marysville, Ohio, or something like that. So right there at the end, y'all, my fiance got murdered, and that was it. I left and didn't go back. 12 credits. Fought so hard. And then finally, when I decided to go back, they was like, oh, you need 24 credits now because the curriculum has changed. Now at this point, I have 101 credits. So I don't give a fuck what they say. I got my associate's degree. As much as debt I am in, the only thing I'm missing is the actual degree. But as far as all the classes and credits, done. Okay? That was self-sabotage. And there's no way I shouldn't have kept going. I mean, I know it was this was very traumatic for me when my fiance got murdered and I was pregnant. Wow, it was so crazy. Hold up, let me think. Yeah, so I went through 3 pregnancies at this school. I kept dropping on and going back. I did because my twins, I lost my twins. And then we was supposed to have a mock. It was a mock thing we did when, I don't know if you ever heard the study about the prison mates, the prison guards and the inmates, and they let the students, half of them was prison guards, and the other half was inmates. And it was something about power, some type of power control. They took the experiment real serious. But we was doing that experiment. And I wanted to stay so bad, but my fiance was like, no. The same night I went into labor, I lost my twins. Somehow, my next pregnancy, I was still going to school. But I left about January, because that's when he was murdered, January 31st. Never went back. And I was pregnant with my son, my youngest son. So yeah, you could do the math. All them years, all that fighting for a 2 years associate's degree, and I left. I didn't finish it. So yeah, that's just one story. I stayed on my way a lot when I think back. And like I said, it was a form of self-sabotage, and I always thought back to what Mr. Beasley said, and I laughed at him. I said, bet you I don't. Well, you should have heard me, babe. Listen here. If I had a lie detector test, I'd have passed it at that point because I was dead ass. But that is not how things turned out. And when I really thought back, it's a frustration that comes with it. And then to come to find out, it's not even what I want to do now. Once I was awakening, I seen the truth, and I feel like maybe that was why, I just couldn't get to that finish line. And even though it's no excuse, because I could have did a lot of different things with it, I just feel like the way I feel about the trust for the government and stuff is insane. I don't trust, it just would have been, I don't know. I don't think it would have been good. But anyways, that was a form of self-sabotage. So, like I said, sometimes we don't even realize it. And it's very frustrating and very, like, what the hell just happened? You know what I mean? And it's just not a good feeling to feel like you always getting so close and then something happens. And then when you realize you're just something that happens, it's frustrating, but it's empowering because now you're aware. So yeah, I just wanted to share one of my stories. So now we're going to talk about some of the reasons why we self-sabotage. So why do we self-sabotage, guys? Why me, baby? You broke my heart. Okay, I had to get that out. It was just right there. It was a setup for that. Okay, so here goes some psychological factors. The fear of success or the fear of failure. Sometimes success can feel like a threat. So imagine like you never accomplished anything as a child. The fear of failure can be huge because instead of doing it and failing, you rather just not do it, and you don't have to worry about the feeling of failure. Or you don't know how it feels to succeed. It's kind of scary. So either way, it's the same type of sabotage. It's the same thing. The fear of success and the fear of failure is almost like the same thing. It could be low self-worth or imposter syndrome, like you're feeling unworthy of success, and that can lead to subconsciously undermining progress. Comfort zones. People often sabotage themselves because staying in a familiar situation, even if it's not ideal, it feels safer than change. I always say, like, as a child, growing up, it's very important for the kids to accomplish something. Because if you never accomplish anything, it is hell. If you never really make it to that goal, you feel like you can't. So it's more like a failure. That's kind of where I was at. Like, I finished grade school. I finished middle school with no problems. When I got to high school, the hood grabbed onto me, So it felt like I wanted to graduate high school, but no matter what, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Like, I just kept getting in my own way. So then it started to feel like this is way out of my reach. This is way out of my control. Like, this is just something I can't do or I haven't done. Either way, it made me feel like I couldn't accomplish anything. So it's very important. Now, after doing a whole bunch of research and getting in tune with myself and everything, there was a lot of things I found out about the education and school system. I don't believe in them. I don't trust in them. And I never care as much as I used to. Like, the only thing I feel like school is good for with my child is social connections and accomplishing. Because going through school is so hard. And as the ages change, it gets worse, And for them to fight and get all the way up there and graduate, it's a sense of accomplishment they feel. That's what I want for her. And it doesn't have to be through school, but I'm saying that's the big thing with me for school. As far as educating the children, I don't really, the shit that they doing is just And the reasons behind doing all that is something maybe you have to research on your own, but trust me, the information is out there. So when my I have 5 children, not my oldest daughter, but my oldest son and my middle daughter, when they graduated, I felt good for them, and they felt good because it was hard and they did it. So it's like now they know that they can accomplish something, Either way, after fighting so hard in the 8th grade, but not fighting, in high school, but not fighting really, I had got my GED. And you don't know how many times I went back and forth for this either. And it's crazy. So I kept, so you had to go, me and all my homegirls, we all dropped out, because back in the days you were able to sign yourself out of school and everything. So I didn't need my mom and them. So I went and signed myself out. I withdrew. And I signed myself up for GED. So all you had to do was go to these classes, and it was at your own pace. And as you pass the test, and then you get a waiver. So you didn't have to pay for take the GED test. First time, pass the practice. Then they give you the thing and it expires. Then it expired. I went back again. Took the practice test. It expired. Like, girl, come on. Then the 3rd time I was like, man, I went and I forgot how I did it, but I got the paper. And I remember I just forged Miss BJ's name, because I'm like, I'm not doing this all over again. And I just went, and I went to, this is when it was Norfolk Arcadia. I went there and I took the GED test. And I remember when it came in the mail, my then husband, well, my estranged husband now, I had him open it, and it said I passed. And it was a feeling of accomplishment that, man, I did something. I did it, It didn't last long, because I'm always looking for the next best thing. That's something I'm working through. But it was a great feeling of accomplishment. So they let me know, okay, I could do it. It just consistency and stuff like that. The important thing is I figured out I can accomplish something that felt great to me. So, like, it's really about getting out of your own way, Like, we're often the biggest barriers to our own success, So, give me a second and we're going to talk about getting out of our own way. Okay, so, like I was saying, we are our biggest barriers to our own success. No one is in charge of our story and our success but us. That's it. If anybody else is in charge of that, you put them in charge of that, which is still sabotage, a reason that you didn't make it. You can blame it on Josh, Jim, Carrie, whoever, So it's very important to recognize this pattern, okay? And this is the only way you can overcome getting out your own way. It's about shifting your mindset and your behaviors. First, you have to understand that you're in your own way. You have to understand that you are capable of succeeding. You are capable of accomplishing your goals. You are capable of doing anything that you want to do, as long as you want to do it. You just have to want to do it. You just have to get out your own way. There's going to be obstacles. But ideally, we manifest things into our lives. So if it's obstacles, it's probably something that you manifested because it's a fear somewhere. You got to get down to the bottom of that. All right? So how do we prevent self-sabotage? Again, it's self-awareness. Identifying patterns of self-sabotage in your own life. Do stuff like journaling, mindfulness, especially meditation. That's the best. Maybe therapy, counseling, coaching. So you can identify some underlying causes, because that's a lot of the times what I said before would be the reason. A fear of success, a fear of failure, imposter syndrome, low self-esteem. You have to, in order to get the solution, you have to find the problem. And the problem is never on the surface, never ever with anything. It's always deep down. Like you build a house, the house falls down, Everybody looking at the house. Nobody looking at the foundation, the cracks in the foundation that caused the house to do it to begin with. Change your mindset. Refrain from negative self-talk. Don't talk negative to yourself. Talk positive. Even if it's a messed up situation, find a way to talk positive, okay? The importance of building self-compassion, acknowledging achievements, small achievements, acknowledge and pat yourself on the back, congratulate yourself. It's okay. Because a lot of times we expect other people to cheer for us. You need to be your own cheerleader sometimes. Sometimes that's just the way it is. It sucks, but it's the way it is. It should always be that way anyway. I do a lot of accomplishments, especially running my own business, things that I'm teaching myself. And I'm so busy moving to the next, I forget to congratulate myself. And that's important. And one day, it had been years, I felt like, I really sat there and I said, oh, Crystal, good job. That's okay. Some actionable steps to take. Set small, achievable goals. And do what you know you're supposed to do even when you don't feel like doing it. Because when you're an adult, you can decide, I don't want to do it. Be your parent, if you got to. You're the child, be your parent. Make yourself do it. Surround yourself with supportive people who help you see your work. The people you surround yourself with is very, very, very important. I always say that. Sometimes it's a matter of life and death, You need people around that's going to tell you the truth, not lie to you. Because if they tell you the truth, then you're able to, whether you might not agree, you may agree. But it'll give you a chance to at least look and see if there's something that's worth looking into. Instead of people around you lying to you and not being honest with you. That sucks. Well, guys, that's about all I got for you today. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I will ask you to think about a time that you self-sabotage. What was the reason you held yourself back? And just think how you could have shifted your mindset to stop that cycle. And if you're in a cycle of it now, how can you change your mindset now? Remember, guys, success is possible when you get out of your own way. Self-sabotage is a pattern, but it's when you can break with awareness and action. Okay, you tell him, girl. I told him, that's right. Well, my friends, if today's episode resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you're ready to elevate your mindset and make lasting change, you need to head to my website, www.inspiredvibrations.com. You will find more tools there, beautiful handmade jewelry, resources such as blogs. If you're into astrology, tarot, you can book a session there. The price is so low, it's almost free. A lot of the promotions is over. It's over at the end of November. Some of them is ongoing until January. So go check it out. And remember, you deserve to step into your power and leave self-sabotage behind. Okay? Your girl Crystal, I love you much. Nothing but positive vibes. And as always, I thank you for your time, as it is valuable. Very, very, very valuable. And remember, your energy is very expensive. Be mindful how you use it. And always, 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 always protect your energy like the Secret Service protect the president. And namaste, my baby. I will catch you on another day.